Hi everyone, Minky here with the next episode of Gen 2 AEFE. Today, in this episode, we're going to be taking on Entei, Suicune and Raikou. So, now I'm here at the moment because this is where I'm kind of camping at the minute in the game, if you will, because I'm doing the Apicorn stuff and whatnot. But I figured I'd go over a few things regarding the 3 legendary beasts before I go into catching them. And then I'll just go into catching them and whatnot. Now I'm going to show off all 9 legendary beasts. Obviously by all 9 I mean Entei, Suicune and Raikou in all 3 games. So that includes Suicune in Crystal, which I know it's supposed to be pronounced Suicune, but I've always pronounced it Suicune. But Suicune in Crystal, they're actually stationary in Crystal, so technically there's only 8 roamers in Generation 2, if you will, technically speaking, you know, if you count all 3 separate games. So there's only, but I'll still catch Suicune at the end of this part, right, as like the final one, because it's obviously Crystal and whatnot, and so I figured I might as well save that till last. Now, another thing, in regards to catching them, in order to find them, you need to use your Pokédex. You need to go all the way down to find them in the Pokédex, but there's a catch to that, and that is that you need to have seen them at least once before. Obviously, Suicune is stationary in Crystal, so they're pretty easy. If you can trade Suicune from Crystal to Gold and Silver and then back, it won't count as much, if you will, in that regard, but at least Suicune will be in your Pokédex then, so especially for Silver, which is really good for Silver, I think, because I think in Silver you need to have your own Entei, Suicune and Raikou in order to be able to get Ho-Oh, and I think that's the same for Crystal as well. I could be wrong on that, so I do apologise if I am, but obviously we'll look into that when we do the ACP run for the channel. But for now, Suicune, so Entei and Raikou, obviously you need to see them. If you will, you need to outright find them in the wild. You just need to get lucky, unfortunately. But as soon as they're in your decks, if you check on any of them and you click area, it will show you where they are. So right now, Raikou is in route, what was that, route 34, 35? It's basically just south of Equity City, basically. That general area. If you check Entei, obviously they're right there, route 30, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but you know what that is. You know what I mean. It's, you know, and Suicune is just norther, if you will. It's south of Equity City, so I guess Raikou's in the slightly south area. So I want to catch all 3 of these legendary beasts 3 times each. And now for me, I have Master Balls. I've coined the Master Ball a fair few times, so I can just use that on all 3. I don't need to. Well, I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use the Master Ball on Suicune and Crystal. I'm going to treat that fairly, if you will. But for the other 8, I'm actually going to use the Master Ball. So, you know, I unfortunately don't have anything of like a catcher Pokemon to help catch these Pokemon, to help with roamers or anything. But again, that's something I'll be doing in the ACP run. So I'll definitely be getting a catcher Pokemon in those games to help me catch, you know, the roamers and whatnot. So even though I'm going to be focused on Crystal, there's still at least 1 roamer in Crystal, right? Well, there's obviously 2, but there's at least 1, meaning I have to make a catcher Pokemon of some sort just to be able to like show it off anyway. So, you know, there's like more reason to show off, if you will, the fact that there's only at least 1 roamer in Crystal, if you will. So there is that. Now, I'll go with a few things to know, if you will, about that real quick before I get on with it. So for one, you want to get like someone who has like mean luck. That's a really good move for it. You can use repels, but like I said, as far as I'm aware, you need a level 39 Pokemon in order for that to work. You might get away with level 40, I'm not entirely sure, because it's been so long since I've used repels, and I don't remember if level 40 Pokemon will still spawn if you have a level 40 Pokemon at the beginning of your team when you use a repel. Because repel only blocks Pokemon of a lower level than you. I don't know if it blocks the same level, but it definitely blocks anything that's a lower level than your first Pokemon. So there is that. And then, on top of that, What else was there? So Mean looks good. Fault Swipe is good. That can be really nice for you. Spore, that's the best. It's got the highest accuracy move out of all the sleep powder moves and whatnot, you know, status conditions and whatnot. That doesn't cause like a burn or a poison, which you don't want to do. As far as I'm aware, a burn and a poison do boost your odds of catching the Pokemon, but obviously they damage the Pokemon as well every turn, and you don't want to do that because if they faint, you've lost them forever, basically, and you need to basically redo your file and whatever kind of thing. And as far as I'm aware as well, when you go and get Ho-Oh with your 3 legendary beasts, it needs to be your 3 legendary beasts. You can't trade one, if you will. And as a substitute, if you will, you have to have your own 3 legendary beasts. You can have someone trade it over, like an Entei, to your save file, and then back again, and then use that entry to help you get your own. You can do that, but you can't use their Entei as your Entei, if you will. It's got to be genuinely your Entei, if you will. Your Suicune, your Raikou, that kind of thing. It's got to be genuinely yours, from what I recall, you know, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think I'm wrong in that. Again, that would be the ACP run. We'll have to wait for the ACP one for me to correct them that, because again, it's been a long time since I've done this. So I do apologise if I do get it wrong, but like I said, I am fairly certain that this is true, if you will. If I'm wrong, then obviously I'll put a comment, if you will, in the comment section. I'll pin it, but just know that that's how you do it, if you will. As well, another thing that I've seen as well is that Entei and Raikou in Crystal and all 3 in Gold and Silver, they should be unlocked as soon as you go to the Burn Tower and you see them run away from there. That's when they should be unlocked for you. So obviously you can do that as soon as you get to that area, which obviously by that point in the game you've only got 3 badges. So especially in Crystal, where you have to go to the Burn Tower first, you can't do the gym until you go to the Burn Tower and have them run away because Morty's there, oddly enough. And I think I recall, like, I even tried taking on Morty first and then go to the Burn Tower, but no, I got stopped. I was told, like, oh sorry, Morty's not here, get out. You know, so it was a bit awkward, but it is what it is. You know, so. But yeah, there's that to worry about as well. What else is there? Next, I can mention my ACP Crystal LP from all the way back when. So now I'm recording this on the 27th of April 2025. According to my text document that I've saved, you know, with all the old information and whatnot. So my old Crystal ASAP run, when I tackled Entei and Raikou in that LP, I actually had I uploaded that video, or well, I released it on the 27th of February 2018. So I released that video 7 years and 2 months as of making this video, as of recording this video. And funnily enough, I was like, the other day when I was looking into this, I was thinking, like, you know what, there's no way I released this video on the 27th of May. Like, there's no way the 27th of May is a Tuesday. And lo and behold, today is the 27th of May as I release this. So that's an amazing lineup. I did not predict that or anything. I was able to rearrange some of the episodes around and whatnot to be able to do it, but I did not predict that in the slightest. There was a 1 in 7 chance that was going to happen, and it happened. You know, today we get to release this video, and it's an amazing lineup. You know, it's great. So yeah, that's really nice that I'm able to do that. You know, kind of like honor it, if you will, because it has been, like I said, by the time I'm recording this, it's been 7 years and 2 months. By the time I'm releasing it, it's obviously been 7 years and 3 months now. So that's really nice, you know. Now, as well, talking about my ACP Crystal, I'm going to use music, the same music I used back then as well, that I used to, in one of the other, montages in that LP. I think it was later on in the LP, to be fair, because I'm pretty sure I remember one of the Pokemon that I evolved during that portion. But you know, also obviously again I'll link I'll link the AEFE Crystal movie LP movie that I've done down below. It's obviously not done yet, but I've not even started on it yet. But I'm also gonna get on it eventually. But you know, for now, that's something to look forward to, I guess, as well, isn't it? So yeah. Now on that note, I've held you for long enough here. I am now going to actually make my way to looking for the 3 legendaries. So I've timestamped everything, so if everything is all there, so it's all good, it should be fine. And yeah, on that note, I shall see you later in the video, because it's not going to be a montage time, if you will. So hope you enjoyed the montage, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, now before I get the last legendary beast out of all 9 of these legendary beasts, I'm actually going to show this off. Now, today, the day I'm recording this on is Sunday, the 18th of May. Particularly, it's a Sunday. And so this lady will be here. I forget if I showed this off, or I'm pretty sure I didn't show this off, but I think I might as well show it off anyway. She will give you either TM27 for return, or TM21, I think, for frustration. And both moves are basically the opposite of each other in the sense that if you teach, if you've got return, then the Pokemon will basically do like a big attack the better your friendship with them is. And frustration is basically the same move, except it's better the worse your friendship with the Pokemon is. So I figured I'd show that off because I figured it's something I want to show off anyway, and plus it's I gotta put it in somewhere anyway. And yeah, I forget if I said something like I forget if I said I was gonna do this all on the what was it, the 27th of April. It's been a few days since then, but like it's obviously been a while. It's been about 3 weeks almost. But I figured, I'm not gonna get it all done recorded in one day anyway. And plus, I gotta record this bit. I've actually got to record my voice for this bit. So, here we go. Now as you can see as well, I've obviously done Entei, Suicune and Raikou for Gold and Silver, and I've only done Entei and Raikou for Crystal. That's because Suicune is actually a stationary legendary rather than a roaming one. Like, I mean, they do roam, but they're stationary after a while, which I think you have to get the 7th badge for. Not the 7th badge, you have to do a little bit afterwards, after that, which is, I completely forgot about this, and they're gonna all gang up on me, that sucks. Oh well, never mind. You have to get the 7th badge, right? And, well, I say 7th badge, I mean you have to get the first 7 badges. This is unlocked with the 5th, 6th and 7th badge. I've mentioned this before, how like the 5th and 6th badges are technically also the 7th badge as well, in a sense, kind of thing, that all 3 kind of go hand in hand. So, I'm pretty sure this is the case with Hot Gold and Soul Silver as well. But like the idea is that like all 3 are kind of just tied to each other, if you will. Like you can earn all 3 in any order you want. Obviously there's like a clear indication of like you got to do Chuck first, then Jasmine, then Price. That's like the obvious. Oh, I forgot to do Thingamajig as well. I was going to swap, but I can't because I've got to change the settings. It's annoying, man. But yeah, what's I saying? So yeah, it's like, and then after you've gotten the 7th badge, whatever it is, like after you've gotten your 7th badge, right, which obviously won't be the Black Form badge, it'll be the other 7 Johto badges. Once you've gotten your 7th badge, Team Rocket will then take over Goldenrod, or attempt to anyway. And then I should probably read this actually, to be fair. I mean, I'm gonna do this during the ACP anyway, so yeah, it's fine for the most part. I mean, if you guys can read this now if you want to, and make your own judgments and whatnot in preparation for the ACP run. So I guess if anything, there's at least that. But the idea is that you earn your first 7 badges, which is obviously supposed to be the 7 Johto badges that isn't the one in the last gym at Blackthorn City, and then upon doing that, Team Rocket will take over Goldenrod. You defeat them, and then you get the Clear Bell or the Rainbow Wing or the Silver Wing. I don't know. It's a bit of a mess of a timeline of events, if you will. Like, it's a bit. Cause I mean, like, there's so much going on with those, if you will. There's so much just. I mean, it's been a while since I've actually done that part of the game, and I mean, I did do it in Hot Gold the other day. would have been a few days ago now, yeah. I need to load up actually. I've been playing Hot Gold for something, but I'll get into that another time. In a Minky Monday actually. But 98 Towers, oh jeez man, that's gonna be a pain of an episode, isn't it? No, I'm gonna enjoy that one, but anyway, yeah, this that you then get that, and then basically I'm pretty sure at that point you can then take on Suicune in Crystal. And yeah, I pronounce it Suicune. I know it's supposed to be like Suicune, but I've always pronounced it Suicune. That's how I've always pronounced it since I was a kid. It's like facade. I always pronounce it facade. You know, and I've been trying to say iron lately as well instead of iron. Yeah, because I've been saying it more so. I've been trying to say stuff more so with how to spell it, if you will, because then it's just easier to remember, if you will. Flames that race for 3 days. That'll be it's interesting. And how the burned tower came to be. Let me see your power. To be fair, as well, by the way, this is part of the episode that you gotta do this in order to get Suicune. You gotta fight these 3 guys. So, you know, you gotta get on with it. But it's whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, like that's when you can then take on Suicune. I don't know about Ho and Lugia then, but I guess they'd be the same pretty much. I don't know about Crystal though, to be honest. I mean, obviously, like with all that, you've kind of got to like, you know, you've kind of got to like do like what's it? Hang on, I'm losing my marbles. You've got to like, I mean, I know for Lugia you need to get like Whirlpool. You need to be able to use that. Ho-Oh, I don't think you need anything for Ho-Oh. I don't know, man. Are you a trainer who is awaited by the legendary Pokemon? Okay, yeah. We, the wise trio and the Triforce, have been given the responsibility of protecting the legendary Pokemon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to compare stuff to Zelda, to the Triforce and whatnot as well. Well, I don't have to. I mean, that's just something I'm gonna enjoy because I know I love the idea of, you know, just comparing everything. Like, you know, you got the Triforce and whatever, and this and that and whatever. And yeah, here's the legendary beast. Fortunately, I do have a save from earlier. Yeah, here's the music. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, you do need to think about all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm gonna think about it because I feel like it's something anyway. It's something enjoyable and whatnot. It's definitely gonna be a fun adventure, I think. But yeah, especially like doing like, you know, all this adventuring. And as for Ho and Lugia, obviously I'm gonna have to find out when I can get them anyway in the ACP run, because the whole point of an ACP run is getting them as early as possible. So, you know, that's kind of that, if you will. That's something. Of course you get a critical hit. Of course. Like, why? Alright, I'll be right back. You know, I noticed as well, kind of during the recording, that the 3 evolutions, for some reason, they have different XP yields. Like, they give you different experience amounts. I wasn't paying attention to the levels, so maybe they're just different levels, but I would have been sure that they would have given you the same amount of experience points, basically, you know? Well, yeah, exactly. I would have thought it would have been like, oh, level 33 Porygon gives you 5 experience points, therefore level 30 Jolteon and level 30 Flareon gives you 30,000 or whatever I said, you know. It should be the same, you know. Oh well. Alright, attempt number 2. Wait, what did I walk all the way to him that time? I don't know, man, that's weird. Also, one thing I was thinking about, I forgot to say, why only Suicune? Why does Entei and Raikou just like roam all over the place in all 3 games, but Suicune and Crystal specifically, oh, I'm gonna put you to a test. Like, what changed? You know, like, why? And like, I feel like there's got to be like an alternate universe theory kind of thing, where like there's different kind of universes, different kind of timelines, if you will. That's why Gold, Silver, Crystal are so similar, but kind of different in ways. You know, and then like you've also got like you know, other bits like different timings and whatnot. Does that make it 5 turns again? I don't know, man. But hey, we got low health at least. Time to get a freeze. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I was thinking about like different time zone, different timelines, if you will. And like, I was thinking like it'd be cool. Well, not it'd be cool, but I've noticed certain times like in I think it was Diamond Pearl Platinum, where like in Diamond and Pearl you walk up to the there's a certain portion of offense at the beginning of the game where it's like you do, you know, you get your Pokemon and whatnot, and then you meet the professor afterwards, kind of thing. But in Platinum, I think you meet the professor before you get to the lake. I think something like that, kind of thing. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played Generation 4. But like obviously I'm gonna have to think about that as well. You know, I'm gonna have to look into that. Just see like all that and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I think there's different timelines. I'm just saying, I think there's like different timelines or whatever of events, you know. Oh, did it not stack? I'm sure you use Rain Dance multiple times, but that's weird. Why you skip your turn then, kind of thing, if you will. But yeah, I just think there's different timelines going on, if you will. Like Gold is one timeline, Silver is another, Crystal is another, Heart Gold and Silver 2 others. You know, and that's just those 5 games. That's not even taking into consideration any of the other games, if you will. Especially when they technically reference the other, you know, Johto games or whatever, or they'll reference like, or particularly just they don't reference each other. They just sort of like. You just know that it's not there, if you will, if that makes sense. Like, you just know it's like... You can kind of tell what they're trying to say, if you will, in the sense of like, you know, in one case, that's not the case, if you will, in one pair of games or whatever, that... You know what I mean? It's like... In like... I don't know, it's just... Like maybe, like for example, well, I'll say this, I'll just add a spoiler this, I don't mind, I guess. Is in Let's Go PQ and Eevee, right? They'll like you actually see, you know, red, blue, and green in the game, and particularly Blue, he'll make reference to stuff like, oh, we had to use paper for a Pokédex, if you will. He said something like that, and it's like, but you, as the protagonist, as a new protagonist, you get to use like an actual Pokédex kind of thing, and it's like, but this is like Blue. This is Gary Oak, quote unquote, if you will. Surely he'd have like, you know, a Pokédex and whatnot, because that's what he did in the other 2 Kanto games. Well, the other 2 Kanto games, the other 2 sets of Kanto games, you know, red, blue, yellow, and green, and got Fire Red and Leaf Green. You know, that's what happened, if you will. So surely that would have been the case, you know. Like, surely he would have had an actual Pokédex, but no, in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, he doesn't have a Pokédex, he just has paper to write all the stuff. Cause I remember him making a comment about that, but... I mean, it's been a while since I've probably played, so maybe he said it a little differently, but I'm sure that's basically what he said. That he had to use papers, like actual genuine papers, or something. Just like, oh, it would have been really good convenience to have a Pokédex, but no, I have to use paper. Something like that, basically. You know, and it's like... Why? I mean, not why. Not why isn't like... Oh, why is it got to be like that? Not like that. Just like, why isn't like... I'm curious. Let's figure this out. Let's theorize and whatnot, or headcanon kind of stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. It's nice. It's fun. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't really have any kinds of Pokeballs. I guess I could use the Heavy Ball or the Fast Ball. I don't think those two would really work. Hey! Nice. Just threaten them with a different kind of Pokeball. I didn't read the other 8 out, so I'm not going to read this one. But I will read this in a different video. Be it in a different video of this LP, or in the Aftermath series, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Awesome! Too awesome even. I just throw a bunch of Ultra Balls at Suicune after like what, 3 or 4 ice punches? I've never seen a battle that great. That was truly inspiring to see. I bet. Suicune was tough, but you were even more incredible, Minky. I heard Suicune's mystic power summons a rainbow-coloured Pokemon. That's not just Suicune, that's Entei and Raikou too. Maybe, just maybe, what went on today will cause that Pokemon to appear. Well, just you wait till next week. I'm going to study the legends more. Thanks for showing me that fantastic battle. Later, Minky. And the 3 stages come and I have no idea which one is which. Yeah, when it's like... I mean, again, like... This is stuff I'll look into when we get to the AEFE runs, because this kind of, I mean, obviously like that Triforce stuff with the Zelda series I mentioned, like, to be fair, that's Zelda, that's not Pokemon. I will be doing a lot more looking into the Pokemon kind of stuff when we do, but at the same time I'm going to obviously look at I'm going to mix in a little bit of Zelda and whatnot as well in there, but I'll try and be clear about it, as clear as possible with it, when, you know, when we go over this kind of stuff. So, you know, that kind of stuff. Equitique City, this is still Equitique. Wow, that's actually kind of weird. I was looking at the... I'm making the sound effect, that's so weird. Alright, okay, nice, we can still fly from here, okay, nice. Excellent. Alright, well, now that I'm here, that's pretty much it for the episode. So, yeah, I don't know, I guess I'll put up the Pokédex entries and the stats all up on screen. I'll try and make it readable and whatnot as well, you know, to a degree, or maybe you might have to pause for it all, because I don't know how long I've got to really show it and whatnot. I might not have enough time to show it all properly, but I'll do like a little bar thing at the bottom, just, or somewhere on the screen, just so you can see like, oh, that's how much time I got to pause for it, okay, pause the next scene, pause, that kind of thing, where you can just like, you know, see what's what and whatnot, in case you want to see what my Pokemon have and whatnot. Another thing is I did have to teach Raikou Cut over Raw, as you probably saw during the speed up. That's only because like I was in the area for Entei, and for whatever reason, in my overarching intellect, I deposited my Mew, despite them having Cut, and so I couldn't get through, so I had to teach someone cut, or otherwise I'd lose the Entei again for a while. And you know, bearing in mind all that was on speed up as well for the most part. The only section that wasn't speed up was like that first gold video, if you will, that first portion of gold kind of thing. So yeah, but obviously I'll write down everything that goes on anyway, kind of thing. I'll write down the dates and whatnot, because obviously, like I said, it's no longer the 27th of April today, but it's the 18th, and I'm glad I'm recording today because today is also the day that Pokémon Emerald Nuzlocke finishes as well. So yeah, and that's not really a spoiler because Pokémon Emerald Nuzlocke would have been done for already over a week now by the time this video goes out. So you know, it's fine. No one's really gonna be disappointed. I mean, I say over, I mean like the main LP is over. You know, so there is that as well. And then you know, I mentioned AEFE the Math series. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned AEFE the Math series as well before. But you know, just look forward to that. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, on that note, then I'm going to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a really minky day.